Black Hand Radio operators. We ain't gonna waste no time, man. We just gonna get right into it. He's what I call a YS, a YouTube sensation. So I got my man Ash here. If I didn't marry my wife first, I would have married 40 meters.
You can get on and make contacts after contacts after contacts, just like my man Dre did.
Today we're gonna talk about Delta loops. Now,
so this is the Delta loop antenna, right?
I think if I buy another radio, I might have to get divorced, but
welcome to Black Hand Radio University, and today I have a special guest, a very special guest. I was very fortunate to get her on here. It's Marilyn Figueroa. Her call sign is AD3DX. I call her Marilyn, but she's better known to me as the queen of FT8. Marilyn, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm so happy that you got on here because FT8 is something that everybody wants to know about. I've tried it myself. I believe you, as a matter of fact, I don't know if you remember, you're the one that convinced me to try it. So, because I was one of them people like, I'd rather talk to somebody person to person, but you told me that you encouraged me, to try it. So I did it. So, but thank you.
Do you
and
like it?
I do okay, because, I like the fact that I'm just watching, you go, I go, you go. It's crazy how that happens, but I love it. I just have trouble. I hear the little babies. That's okay. I hear the little.
About that.
Yeah, look, everybody, look. There's gonna be some kids in the back, and if you have an issue with that, then you might want to log off, man, because we don't do that to the kids. We let the kids be free. Y'all hear that? Everybody, kids be free. So if they come in and they start talking and we got to stop, y'all just going to have to be patient because that's what the kids do. You need patience with kids. So with that being said, FT8 it's all right. I like it. I like it. So many different modes of ham radio. It's just crazy. But I want to get, definitely. I want to get into this FT8. So I'm just going to ask you what, in your way of expressing it, what is FT8?
It's a digital mode of ham radio. Anybody can run FT8.
Okay, so would you, as a new ham, and you, I keep forgetting, Marilyn, that you're a new ham, because it seems like you've been in the game for a long time. You've been doing. You're doing FT8, you're doing CW. You're very active in the group. So, Marilyn has only been a ham for what, 10 months, maybe? No, a year?
No, it's a year. February was a year.
Okay.
Hi, baby.
Oh, great. What up, man? What's his name, Marilyn?
Titan.
Huh?
Titan.
He can't hear me because you got headphones on. I was going to yell out his name.
Right.
But, yeah, you've been in the game for a while. So, I mean, for the year, but it seems like you've been in there for a while. So, I kind of like it. And I like FT8. So, but you the FT8 queen, if you ask me. What? Let me ask you this, Marilyn. What attracted you to FT8?
Well, I had started out when I first got my license, my general, and I bought a QRP radio. And what I didn't know any better. So I'm trying to make lemonade out of lemons. So I'm like, what can I do with this radio? So I got it hooked up on FT8, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Nobody can hear me when I call CQ, but they, hear me on FT8. So that's how I got to run an FT8. I couldn't talk to anybody. Kept getting 4x3, 3x5. I was getting bad reports, reports. So that prompted me to find something else to do with this radio that I spent all this money on.
Right, I hear you. Let me ask you this, Marilyn. Can you use like I have an ICOM 73. If I didn't have an antenna up, can I still use FT8? Do I need an antenna?
You need an antenna if you want to get out.
Okay. Okay.
I've never been able to get anything without some type of antenna.
Okay, because that was one of the things that I wasn't sure of when I first got my license and my Icom 73. I was like,
Mhm.
can I get on just because I'm connecting it to a computer? So I wasn't sure, but I just wanted to ask. Uh,
Yeah,
so
it still goes out over your antenna.
okay. So what's the learning curve look like? Is it hard? I mean, like, did you, is it hard? Is it, something that's going to take you a while to learn if they're a new ham, or is it something that they should be
Not
able to catch on?
really. You should
Okay.
be able to pick it up pretty. There's a lot of YouTube videos out, so even if you don't know how to set your radio up in the settings,
Mm-hmm.
there's all kind of YouTube videos, and just about every radio somebody's running FT8 on it, and they've
Right.
done a video on it. So the hardest part is really getting your radio set up. Once you get your radio set up, you just have to learn the software, you know, because I know when I first got started, I'm like, why is nobody answering me? I clicked the enable button. Well, it had run through its cycle, and the enable button had gone off, and I'm just sitting there wondering, why is nobody answering me? Why is nobody answering me?
Right. Right.
I wasn't calling anybody.
Yeah. Oh man. What was I about to say? I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, for me, I looked at a YouTube video, and because I had a Mac, and that's another thing, I might have to get like a little cheap Windows computer because it seems like they
Yeah,
make everything for Windows. But I
they
had a
do.
Mac, and it was a special way I had to do it. I had to go into the what's that called? I forgot what it's called on the Mac. Where you got to write the computer language and type this in and that, and
Oh,
it was
wow.
crazy. Like, and if anybody knows a better way on the Mac, let me know. But I had to follow this guy step by step on YouTube to get to FT8, and I did do it. But the crazy thing is that the second time around, I tried to get on. I followed the exact same steps and couldn't get on. Then the third
Hmm.
time I couldn't get on. Then the fourth time I got on. It was no issue. So I don't know if that was an issue with what I was doing, or if it was frequency or
Wa-
antenna or whatever it may be. But
Was it kicking you out?
it
Did
wasn't
you get
kick.
in and it would kick you?
No, it wasn't kicking me out. It just wouldn't
Okay.
start connecting to anybody. Like, it was just weird.
Oh,
Like,
but you were in the program. Nobody was
yeah,
just coming back
right,
to you. Well,
right.
that happens because did you call CQ? Because a lot of times
I
there's so many
did.
people
I
and
did.
nobody. No.
You
Could
said
be the propagation. It could have been a number of things.
okay,
Because
okay.
if the propagation isn't good, usually you can run FT8. You may not get a lot of people coming back to you, but it'll still work. But then
Mm.
there's sometimes, like the other day, my K number was a 6. I've never seen it that high before. And I couldn't get anybody to come back to me. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to waste my time here,
Right,
because
right.
propagation wasn't any good.
Yeah, I was just like, maybe I'm doing it wrong. But then there was some points of it where I just couldn't even get on. It was just saying error. So it's been a
Now,
while since
that
I got
probably
back
was
on.
RF and you're coming through your cable. Because I had that problem with
Oh,
my first radio. You have to put a choke on your cable.
to do the
Yeah, that goes
FT8?
into your computer. If it keeps kicking you out saying error, chances are
Oh,
that's RF getting coming from the radio into the computer. So you have to put a little choke on it.
okay,
A
okay.
ferrite.
Right, right,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So for those who don't know what that is, you just kind of snap it on to the antenna, um and correct me if I'm wrong, it'll kind of weed out that interference. It'll stop the so much interference from
Right.
coming through. So
But
let
if you're
me.
running FT8, put it as close to your computer, the USB, put it as close to
Mm-hmm.
that as you can to the computer because it's coming
Uh,
from the radio going into your computer. You don't want it in the computer.
got you. Okay. All right. What kind of contacts are you making with FT8?
Well, my call sign says at the end DX, so that's all I'm after is DX. And man, last night, oh my God, it was like 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, okay, this is the last one. This is the last one. Every time I called CQ, I was getting 3, 4 people coming back to me. I couldn't even answer them fast enough. And I'm talking Turkey, France, Italy, Germany, Serbia. It
Wow.
was it was crazy. Oh yeah, it was crazy. So I
Wow.
wound up staying on the radio to about 2:30 ish.
Oh,
I
really?
just it
Wow.
was so many. I said I'm not calling CQ anymore. Yeah, it was
and,
crazy.
and one comes. I do that a lot, and I'm just like, let me get off, and then I'll just go to another frequency just to see who's on there, and all of a sudden, an hour passes by, and it's just like, But that's what I had to do to get Alaska, my 50th state. I mean Hawaii. Man, I was up on
Okay.
there. It was like 2:30 a.m. and I was like, oh God, I'm like this. Half the time I thought I was dreaming, and it was crazy. But I think it was my last one. It was either my last one or second to last one. I don't know, one of them. I don't remember. My brain is not too good lately. But let me ask you this: do you think in the future, do you think FT8 is going to be the dominant mode? Like, do you think?
I doubt if it would ever be the dominant mode. Single sideband, I think, is always going to be the dominant mode, in my opinion. But it may be the dominant digital mode because a lot of people like FT8. FT8 and FT4, they're very similar. If you run
Yes.
FT8, you can run FT4.
So what's the difference between the two?
The time that it takes, when you send a call out, and I think it's 30 seconds on FT8 and 15 on FT4.
Oh,
FT4 runs a lot faster.
okay. Do you have to
Same
have?
same concept.
Okay. Do you have to have like better specs on your computer to do that? Is there a
No,
cost to
no,
doing
it's
that?
it's all in the same software, WSJT. It's all in there. You just go up to modes and you change it from FT8 to FT4
Mm-hmm.
and go away, run away with it. But
Okay.
I mean, the very first time I did FT4, I'm like, whew, I can't write the context down fast enough. But there's
Wow.
more people on FT8 than FT4. FT4 just runs faster.
Got you. Got you. Okay. Let me ask you this. I was one of these people until I tried it, but you'll have some people who'll say, I like ham radio where I'm talking to somebody person to person. I don't like all of that computer to computer. What would you say to those who say that?
To each his own. Because sometimes I want to talk, which isn't very often. I like contesting and I
Mm-hmm.
like DXing. So I
Mm-hmm.
will, and then, when you get to somebody that's DXing, if they're in France or Italy or whatever, they're trying to get as many contacts as they can. So it's pretty much, it's not a long rag chew. It's just how you doing, weather this, weather's that,
Mm-hmm.
your report is so and so, and they'll move on to the next one. And I like that. I don't want to just sit around and talk about nothing all day long.
Yeah, let me tell you, and this is totally not nothing to do with FT8, but when I first got on, and when even now, I mean, all I hear is older men, older than me rather, talking about their health, man. It's like everybody's talking about their health, and health is important. Don't get me wrong, everybody stay healthy. But man, there's a lot of the guys that I hear on certain bands. I'm on there all the time. Man, they got some stuff going on, man. It's like everybody has some stuff going on, but
Uh-huh.
it kind of helped me to do better with my physical health. So I don't mind hearing it. It's kind of like every time they talk about it, I take it as a warning to get myself together. Yeah, and I'm talking
Mm.
about colonoscopies. We're talking about all types of prostate cancer checks and all that stuff. So I kind of owe them people to for helping me, get myself right. Because at 51 years old, I ain't getting no younger. So, but yeah,
Right.
so as far as FT8, what software complements FT8? Is there different softwares, and what does it do?
I run Grid Tracker right along with WSJT
Mm-hmm.
because Grid Tracker will tell you what bands that there's activity on, and then also I like oh man, there's a lot of different things you can set up in it. But what I do mostly is when I'm chasing somebody, you just click on their name and then click on the I think it's magnifying glass in WSJ in Grid Tracker,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll take you right to their QRZ page, and sometimes it'll just have little snippets. So, and I run a hex beam, so it'll tell me how far they are from me, if they're 40 degrees or if
Mm.
they're 257, and I just turn my antenna towards whoever I'm chasing.
Wow.
So it I love it. And then I might be on 20 meters, but all the action is on 10 meters. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll tell you, who's on, not who's on, but the volume of people that's on,
Okay.
where the hits are coming from.
Okay. All right. And as when you're working with FT8, don't they have a feature where it'll ask you if you want to log the contact?
Yes. And actually, I set that up. I don't know. I know FTA has it, but mine is set up through Grid Tracker, and
Okay.
it'll prompt you. You have to tell it okay, but I log from there without doing anything, just hitting okay. I'll log QRZ, EQSL, and log Books of the World, and it'll do more. It'll do Club Log, but I don't have Club Log. But it'll do just about every log book that I use right from that one click OK, and it'll shoot
Gotcha.
it out everywhere.
Gotcha. I gotta do that. I gotta look into other ways of logging my contacts because I use QRZ and that's it. And
Hmm.
some of these guys they won't confirm my contact. I don't know why. I guess because they don't deal with QRZ or whatever it may be. But
A lot of people
um,
don't. But
yeah.
most people use logbooks of the world. And I find your people that are the DXers, the
Mm-hmm.
people that are in the countries that I'm looking for, they use either logbooks of the world or EQSL. And some use QRZ as well, but most use mainly logbooks of the world and EQSL.
Can any of those be used with a Mac? Do
I
you
believe
know?
so. I don't know for sure, but I
Yeah.
believe so.
Okay. Because I'm gonna
Because
try it.
it's just a website.
Got you.
You just go to the website. EQSL is EQSL dot. Ooh, I don't know if it's .com or is it dot something else. But and then Logbooks of the World is just LOTW dot com. I think I just got them on my
Yeah, I'll
the
put it in the
icons
link.
on.
Yeah, I'll put
Yeah,
it in the YouTube link. This is streaming to YouTube too, so I'll put that in the link once I get it. Probably after
yeah.
the show. Um, what's the most contacts you had with FT8 in one night? Do you
Ooh,
remember or about? You had that many?
in one night.
Yeah.
Last night I did about 3 pages on a notebook.
What?
So and that
And
yeah, that was in like
that's like 27 lines per page. Don't ask me how I
yeah.
know that, but
I'm talking both sides of the paper.
oh, so
Both
27.
sides.
Okay, that's like 54 times 3. That's
Yeah.
12 carrying the 1, 8, 92. That's about 92 contacts.
Yeah,
Wow.
I have my DSCC already.
Man, that's crazy. Man, y'all
I've
better
got
start using FTA. If you
yeah,
listen,
yeah, but
if y'all are contact people, you big on making a lot of contacts and chasing those
chasing that
awards.
paper.
You better go. You
Yeah.
better get on FT8 because that's where it's at right now. If you trying to, especially if you struggling to get that one state or
Yeah.
one country or whatever, FTA to do it. It will do it for you, I'm sure, because um, if you're getting that many, if you're getting like 92 contacts,
Well, it was an extremely busy night last night,
mm-hmm,
but yeah, I got 3 pages worth.
yeah. So
I
you're more
worked on
than,
3 pages.
and yeah, if it's busy, you're more than likely to get whatever you need that night.
Uh-huh. When I filled up the second page, I was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm going to a third page," and I got about halfway down my third page.
Wow, wow. Do you now can you as far as contests, you can use FT8, right? They count that, right?
Yes,
Okay.
most of them are. Well, some of them are. It depends on the contest because you've got some that are just phones, things like that. Hey, baby. Some are just CW, and then there's got some that will allow you to do all three CW,
Got you.
FT8, and single side band.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
depends on the contest.
Now, as far as the
Now,
people,
the 13 colonies,
uh-huh.
I got 3 of my colonies on FT8.
Oh,
The rest I
wow.
had to get on single side band, but I did get 3 of them on FT8.
Okay. So there's no special instructions for those using FT8 in these contests. It's just the same if you're just using like single sideband. It ain't nothing special you got to do outside of the perimeters of what you normally have to do for contesting.
I'm going to say no, but they do have a way that you can set your FT8 up for contesting. I
Okay.
never do it, but as long as you log that contact, that's all that matters. And he just turned on the piano. I am so
No,
sorry.
that's all good.
Sorry.
That's all
No,
good.
no, baby.
Look, it's all good. I'm gonna get you out of here on one more thing here. And
No,
it's
no.
that's
Stop.
okay. That's fine. We keep going. It's all right. If like I said, y'all, this is a child, y'all. We leave these kids
Oh,
alone. Let
Lord.
these kids play. But this is the last question. It's not even a question. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to give you a scenario, and you're going to tell me what to say, and we're going to get out of here on that. So,
Okay.
okay, here's the script. I'm a new ham. I like FT8. I like single sideband. I like the digital modes. I like everything. But why in the world would I use FT8? Why? And there's your spill.
Why not? Why not? I love FT8. All kinds of contacts on FT8. I mean, you can do U.S. contacts. You can do I got my logbook. I mean, my workout states, my DXCC. I got the 90% of that came from FT8. I love FT8.
All right. So there y'all heard it. That's the last word. That. I usually ask a question for the last word, but this time I was like, this is a scenario. So that's what we're going to do. Marilyn, I thank you
Yes.
for coming
I'm
on
so
here.
sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I appreciate you coming on. I know this information is going to help a lot of people. It's helped me. I found out a few things I didn't know. But so thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. And
You're welcome.
I got to have you back on here again. I don't know what we're going to talk about. We could just talk about some general stuff, but I got to have you back on here. So if you come
I'll
back
try and
on
make
here, I'd
sure they
appreciate
stay
it.
upstairs. Okay, no problem.
All right, so stay on here. I'm going to close out and just stay on. Don't go nowhere yet, all right? So everybody,
Okay.
I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. I know your time is precious and you chose to watch this live video. I appreciate it. Thank you so much and be blessed. And we are out of here. See you later.